Super Bowl 56 is just days away, so once again, joining me to break down the Rams' defense this time is NESN Patriots beat reporter Dakota Randall. And Dakota, the defense for the Rams is star-studded at every level. We have Jalen Ramsey on the outside, the veterans and Von Miller and Aaron Donald up front. But what matchup, as this Rams defense goes against Joe Burrow and his offense, do you think the Rams have to really attack and take advantage of on Sunday?
Well, yeah, you mentioned it, George. I mean, this Rams defense is one of the best in the NFL. If you look at DVOA, which is really sort of the top advanced metric that a lot of people use, the Rams rank sixth against the pass and fifth against the run. So they're just an all-around great defense. But if there's one matchup I'm looking at, it's the one everyone's been talking about. It's Jalen Ramsey against rookie sensation Jamar Chase. I think really if Ramsey, and I expect him to get some help from the safeties, Eric Weddle, whoever may be. I think it's if Ramsey can slow down Jamar Chase, I think the Rams can do a good enough job on the other Rams pass catchers that I don't really know where Joe Burrow is going to go with the ball from there. And just really, I mean, it's probably the best cornerback in the game and one of the best young receivers we've really ever seen in Jamar Chase. So I'm just fascinated to see how that matchup goes.
We'll see how Ramsey's experience may help him against Chase. Of course, we saw for the Bengals in the AFC Championship game, Jamar Chase was basically taken out of it. Joe Burrow went to T. Higgins, had almost over 100 yards himself, and he still found the end zone for Jamar Chase. Now, so you talk about Jalen Ramsey on the outside. How about up front? Because Aaron Donald and Von Miller. Von Miller was the Super Bowl MVP with the Broncos when he had 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles against Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. How do you see those two needing to perform? And can the Bengals escape with another win, save Joe Burrow's, 6, 9 sacks, taken down that many times again?
Well, I mean, ultimately, spoiler alert, my pick in this game is I'm going like Rams 33, Bengals 17, something in that neighborhood. I just don't really see how the Bengals offensive line, which is not very good, is going to handle this Rams front seven. I mean, the Bengals gave up 7 or 9 sacks rather against the Tennessee Titans. And this is the best front seven they're going to have faced in the playoffs and really maybe the best all season. This is great, a great group for the Rams. Obviously, we talk about Von Miller on the edge and Aaron Donald up front, probably the best defensive lineman in the game. But they're not the only ones. I mean, A'Shawn Robinson is a monster on the line for the Rams. Greg Gaines is a really good player. I think just across the board, the Rams have a really formidable front seven. And I just think that's really what's going to break this game for the Bengals. I just don't really see how their offensive line overcomes it because it's just not a good offensive line. And they've lived up to that reputation during the playoffs. The Bengals, to their credit, have overcome it. But I just don't think they can really handle this group that the Rams have.
And credit to the Rams, their defense. Raheem Morris, defensive coordinator, had the perfect game plan against Kyler, held the Buccaneers and Tom Brady to 3 first-half points, and then held the Niners to 50 rushing yards in the NFC Championship game. Okay, so Dakota, just like I asked about the offense, the Rams will win on Sunday if their defense does what?
I think it's cover well because I think ultimately the pass rush is going to get home. It just is. I feel very confident saying that again. It's a great front seven. Bengals have a poor offensive line. The pass rush is going to get home. However, Joe Burrow in these playoffs has shown the ability to make plays regardless, whether it be escaping and making plays with his legs or just still finding receivers. I mean, he's done a really good job at making plays and succeeding, even when pass rushers are in his face. So if the Rams cover well, then it really doesn't matter because Burrow still needs to go somewhere with the ball if he's able to overcome the pressure. And if his receivers are blanketed, then I just don't really know how he overcomes it. I mean, I think whether it be Jalen Ramsey with help from a safety on Jamar Chase, I think they're going to be able to handle that one. Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins are good players, and there is some question because I think the Rams cornerbacks, aside from Ramsey, are just okay. And with Jordan Fuller going down at safety for the Rams, I mean, Eric Weddle at this point in his career obviously isn't what he used to be. So I could see, some Bengals receivers getting open for Burrow. But ultimately, if Los Angeles is able to cover well in this game, I just don't really see where Burrow's going to go with the ball, and I expect that to be the difference.
A lot of studs will be on display on Sunday. Of course, for the Bengals defense, Trey Hendrickson, Chidobe Awuzie at corner for the Bengals as well will step up. It's going to be a good game. The name I always like to hear leading up is Dakota Randall. Thank you for joining me breaking down the Super Bowl because all of NESN's big game coverage is presented by Berkshire Bank.